Welcome to Streamer Class. My name is Sigma, and today I'm going to show you how I have my OBS set up. All right, guys, what I'm going to do is go through every scene that I have just so you can see what they look like. And I will have a little graphic off to the side here that kind of highlights which one we're going through. Okay, so the first scene that we're going to go to is going to be my starting soon scene, and this is what it looks like. And if you are wondering what song I am listening to, this is actually Ambitions by Tupac. So what you can see over here moving is the spectralizer, and I just actually have that behind my logo. And then stream starting, the little wording down here. And what I actually have hidden right now is a timer, which should pop up in just a second. There you go. You can see it right there. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. It's nice to have it. I just cover it if I'm not going to bother to use it, but it's there if I need it. And then I have the video playing in the background here, just of my different Tarkov scenes. The next one that I have is my IRL scene. And so this actually has my socials on it, obviously the main cam, my wall cam that you can see here, another spectralizer. Chat is actually going to be right next to my socials. You can see my little Sigma bot guy, that's what I call him down here. He talks, and then chat is right behind him. So that's what my IRL scene looks like. This is my between raids scene without my cam. This doesn't have my cam on it. So I have my socials, I have my little Sigma bot here, and then my spectralizer. And I'll go over the add-ons that I use for OBS. This is my between raids with cam, so you can see both of my cams, my socials, and again, my little Sigma bot. I don't have a spectralizer on here because I felt like it was a little too busy. This is what I call Tarkov without cam. It just basically is what it is. I have a little bar down here with my socials and then sharing my screen capture. That's it. This is Tarkov with cam. I feel like this is self-explanatory. This is what I show when I'm in the lobby, just waiting for a raid. These are awesome pictures that I've taken from Tarkov. I love taking pictures in Tarkov. If you guys have never been around my channel, it's one of my favorite things to do is take pictures of my main game. And these are all my friends, and we go into raids together, and I kind of set these pictures up and we have a lot of fun with it. Now the next one I have is called the what the f scene. So if somebody acts a fool in my channel and I just need to call them out on it or whatever in my chat, then I just switch over to this scene and kind of clown on them a little bit. So there you go. Then I do have my stream ending soon scene. Stream ending, and then I actually have the cam set up on my stream deck here, so I just hit the button and boom, I go. And then I also have a scroll of anybody that subbed, thanking my mods for being here, just all that scrolls on the scene. And I just recently started using this and I actually really enjoy it. And then we'll come back to the basic main cam for streamer class. This is what I have. So some of the things that I wanted to talk about, the way that I lay my stuff out is it's called nested scenes. I saw somebody do it on YouTube a while ago. I cannot remember her name. I wish I could. I'm so sorry. But she actually talked about nesting scenes, and I love doing this. So what I do is I have my main cam set up on an actual scene, and then I add that to other scenes. So when you go to create a scene, you can easily go in and add a scene to it. So for instance, I have a main cam, I have a glow edge cam that's cropped, and that's the one that you're looking at right now on the screen. And then I have a glow edge full cam that shows the full picture of the cam, and it has a little glow edge around it. We'll talk about the glow edge in just a second. I have my wall cam as a scene, and then my spectralizer. I have a teal faded one that you saw earlier, and then I have the white spectralizer, and then I have a fourth one that is just a circle, and I didn't make it its own scene because I added it on the fly So that is what it is. Then down here, I have some videos that I will just run anytime the time calls for it. So if I'm like, God, guys, I need a 5-minute break for something, I'll just play a video that I have. Evasion just made an announcement, so I threw the Evasion new video on there, so just in case I needed to play that. But yeah, these are all videos that I've had of like my gameplay and whatnot. Here I have my screenshot video with the glow, and that's actually what you see for loading into raid. So in that in-between time when I'm actually getting into a game, that's what you'll be looking at with all the pictures of my friends that I took in game. So when I create a scene, I actually add other scenes into it, and it makes it a lot easier because if I go in and I make a change to, say, my glow edge cam that's cropped, what I can do then is it would affect everything else. So then I don't have to go into each and every scene and start adjusting things. So maybe I need to adjust color on it, or brightness, or maybe the gamma, the contrast, whatever it is I need to change. Boom, it's done across the board. One of the tricks I wanted to show you guys with this is, let's say that you have an object. Okay, let's use my picture here for an example. You have an object and you cannot center it. This might be very basic, but you guys should know how to do this. You right click on it, you can go down to transform, and you can center it to screen. You can right click. Let's say you want it up. Let's not do that. Let's say that you want this up here at the top, but you can't get it centered. You could just right click it, go down to transform, and go to center horizontally. And boom, it's done. Same thing if you're trying to do this just only vertically. Let's say maybe you wanted your camera over here, but you wanted it right in the middle. You could just take that object, center it vertically, and you're done. I've found this to be very, very helpful, especially when I'm doing like my starting soon scene, or starting stream. These words that, you know, if you can't get them perfectly straight, it's so easy to just hit transform, center horizontally, and boom, it's done. That is so easy. It's one of my most favorite things to do. Anything on your stream you can do that with. So I found that to be a great trick. Let me go back to Tarkov with cam. So I will move myself out of the way yet again. So this is what my OBS looks like in general. I do have a music line in, and that is muted to Twitch now. I've recently moved from a 2 PC setup over to a 1 PC setup just so I can do that, because I don't want to have any of the music on my VODs. So, and then one of the things that this probably is just absolute common sense, but I was wondering how people did this. When you go over here to create a scene, you can actually separate these out. You can see how I have them separated by just making a scene. I don't know why I was looking for like titles or groups or something, but you don't have to do any of that. So what I did is I just made a scene. I hit new scenes, and then you could just, it kind of just separates it out. So then once that's created, oh, I left, hold on. So once that's created down here, you can actually grab this and move it. Why? Okay, so once you create that, you can just grab this and kind of move it around. Obviously, every time I go to grab it, it moves to that scene. Yeah, but just don't make that anything. It's literally nothing. Anytime you click on these are nothing, but it's kind of a cool way to keep all of your stuff separated. So there's that. There we go. All right, so that is how I have that set up. And then I wanted to show you guys how I actually have my Stream Deck set up. So this is what my Stream Deck looks like right here. This is just some of my emotes. And then I do have a section for evasion here. So when you click on it, it actually goes to some of the things for evasion, which I need to update for the next season coming up. And being able to run a 60-second ad. So a lot of my mods actually run my ads for me. I talked about that in a previous video where some of my mods are editors, because if you make a mod an editor, they can actually run ads for you. So a lot of my mods just try to run ads in between the raids that I run, but maybe they're not around, or maybe I noticed that we need to run one. I just have a button here that I can hit really quick. And then I do have two little sections here. One is a raid section with just segment emotes. So if they're a sub to me, they can use all of these emotes when we go to raid. If they are not a sub to me, then I also have Twitch raid emotes that I've set up that I just hit these buttons at the end and I tell chat like, hey guys, if you're sub to me, you can use these emotes to raid with. And if you're not sub to me, here's a whole section of emotes that you can use. So it just makes it easier on the people that are taking the time to raid another channel with you. And then these are all kind of self-explanatory. These are all the scenes that I went over with you guys. And the only one is so here's my stream ending. And I actually have it to where I can remove my cam from it. And this is what that looks. So if we're in the stream ending scene, which is this one right here, I can actually turn my camera on and off right here. So play with that stuff, you guys, especially if you have a stream deck. It makes it so easy. And boom, I disappear. And then we go and we raid somebody and it's awesome. I would say this is probably the scene that I spend a lot of time in, is my IRL scene. Other than that, it would just be my regular EFT scene, which is the one that we've been hanging out in right here. But yeah, that's a tour of my OBS and how I have it set up. Let me see if I can show you the settings. Maybe that'll help. There we go. All right. I don't know if this window is not big enough for you to see, but this is how I have my OBS set up. So this is my general, if you were curious about that. So I actually use Virginia as my Twitch server because I have a better ping to it and it held up a lot better for me. I was using, I believe, Atlanta, and I was just having some stream issues. So I looked into it. I moved my server over to Virginia and boom, it worked fine. So I've kept it there. This is one part right here that you definitely want to click, and it says ignore streaming service setting recommendations. Make sure you click that, okay? Because otherwise OBS is going to be like, no, we're not going to push this at a higher bit rate, and you might be able to. Just go ahead and click that. For your output, I have 8,000 is what I output. Now remember, your output, your bitrate output has to take away, so it's 9,000 minus your audio. So you see how this says 128, 128, 120. You need to add all of these tracks up and subtract that from 9,000. That's why I just put it at 8,000. And then obviously you can see my other settings that I have here. And I do have the Twitch VOD track that was actually set to 2. That is my OBS overall. The two things that I want to talk about to you right now, what I used to crop out my cam and actually put like a glow edge around it. This is also what I use when we are in the IRL scene and my chat is actually turned a tad bit. I'll do it right now for you. Let's see if we can get it to come through. There you go. So see how it's actually tilted just a tad bit? This is on a filter. Chat is on a filter. And so are all of these glow edge cams. So like this scene right here has the glow around it. This is called an SDF effect filter. SDF. And I'll make sure that I put the link down below for that. I think it's awesome. You can turn things, you can move them in kind of like almost like a 3D motion. And then you can put these cool little like glows around the edge of your cam. This is how you can also see people that have like a circle cam and you don't know how they got that cam. It's through a mask with SDF effects, which I think is super cool, you know, just seeing the different shaped cams. So I'll make sure that I put that link down below. The other one that I have recently started using is in this scene right here, and this is called the spectralizer. And what I did with this, because this does not look like a normal one, is I actually put a filter on top of it. Okay, so this is what I have this one looking like right now. I don't really have music playing. There we go, it's starting to come through. So I put two different filters on this. I put a blur filter on it, and then I also put an SDF effects on it that would put a teal outer shadow around it so that it would match my brand colors. So those are the two filters that I used on the spectralizer. Then I had the other spectralizer that this is just a plain white one, but I still went ahead and put both of those filters on there. So I put the colors in the gray and I kind of blurred it just a tad because I thought it added a cool little touch. So there you go. There's one of them right there. All right, guys. So that was my OBS. Those were all of my scenes. That is how I have everything set up. You got to see my stream deck. You got to see my OBS settings. And the filters that I like to use on a lot of my different scenes and things is the SDF effects. Again, I'll make sure that I put that link down below. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment and all those other cool, awesome YouTube things that you're supposed to do. All right, guys, good luck out there.